Coming up on 2 minutes away from airtime, 2 minutes away from the start of our broadcast at the sound of my mark. 2-minute stations at my mark. Mark. 2 minutes away, this is the Troy Sports Radio Network. Coming up on our final time cue. Our final time cue will be a 1 minute mark. Coming up on 1 minute away from broadcast at my mark. We'll be 1 minute away at my mark. 1 minute. Mark, 1 minute away, here on the Troy Sports Radio Network.
Live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill on Trojan Parkway by Publix in Troy. The Troy Sports Radio Network is proud to present Trojan Talk with Troy head football coach Jon Sumrall. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health.
Can you hear okay?
Healthy people, healthy communities, healthy Alabama. By the City of Troy. What will you discover? By Guardian Credit Union, where you belong. By Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. And by Troy Bank and Trust, the only bank you'll ever need. Now, Trojan Talk with Coach Jon Sumrall, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Troy. Here is the voice of the Trojans, Barry McKnight.
Oh, we're more than a little bit excited about being here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Troy, right next to Publix. My name is Barry McKnight, and we are here, and we are ready to not only recap Troy's big win in the season opener against Stephen F. Austin Saturday night at the Vet 48-30, but get you set up for a challenge on the road this Saturday as Jon Sumrall's Troy Trojans head to number 16 Kansas State for an 11 a.m. kickoff against the Wildcats. So glad you're along with us on our very first broadcast from Baumhauer's Victory Grill, and believe you me, they are ready for football, fun, and great food. Great food. You know, they got their special big game headquarters menu. The salmon are running, and Baumhauer's will get you hooked on their delicious all-new lemon garlic salmon. For all of you land lovers, try the new char-grilled flat iron Callaway steak. For the many people who are here, ask for it by name. The flat iron Callaway steak, complemented with their signature shrimp etouffee. Baumhauer's legendary fun and legendary food. On the program today, not only Jon Sumrall to go over everything, but we're going to talk with Troy student athletes Kimani Vidal, and what a great night he had on Saturday night with a school record 248 rushing yards. A lot of that was due to the play of that revamped offensive line. We'll talk with senior offensive guard Grant Betts here live as well. If you want to come out, Troy students love to have you out here. Caitlin Blackshear is on her way out here. Join her and the other Troy students out here. This is a bunch of fun, and we want you to be a part of it as well. By the way, other things we're going to be talking about while you're here, make sure you register right at our broadcast location. We've got several giveaways, including gift certificates and a T-Roy bobblehead doll. So, boy, get ready. We've got a lot to get to as we take our first time out, a local break. You're listening to Trojan Talk from Baumhower's Victory Grill in Troy on the Troy Sports Radio Network.
Listen up, Trojan fans. Has your system struggled heating and cooling all year? United gives free estimates with financing available, and they service and repair all brands 24/7. Score a touchdown when you call United at 262-0247.
Call United to make sure your home's indoor comfort is game day ready. Visit unitedheating.net, like us on Facebook, and go Trojans.
AL certification number 84560.
Yeah.
If you're looking for waste removal options and you want to do business with a local company that actually has a real person answer the phone, then call JB and the team at Jettison Environmental. They're your local source for affordable dumpster service, construction rollouts, compactors, C&D landfill, demolition, and portable toilets. Their customer service is second to none, and you can trust them for timely delivery and pickup. Call 334-301-4414 for availability and scheduling. Learn more at jettisonenvironmental.com.
Beasley Allen is proud to support the Troy Trojans. Beasley Allen has been helping those who need it most since 1979. This applies to the clients they serve, but also to the community. The firm is involved in a wide variety of service projects that touch the lives of individuals in several locations, including the River region. Visit them online at BeasleyAllen.com or follow them on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of the legal services performed by other lawyers.
Wiley Sanders isn't just family owned, but is also God and family oriented. As a trucking company built by truck drivers, they know that faith, family, and drivers are the key to success. When you work with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, you receive a $1,000 sign-on bonus, competitive pay based on experience, Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k, and more. Call now,
10 seconds.
9785 or 24-hour calling 334-372-5049. Experience the camaraderie by driving for Wiley Sanders.
You're listening to Trojan Talk on the Troy Sports Radio Network. Alongside the coach, here is Barry McKnight.
Trojan Talk from Baumhower's Victory Grill in Troy is presented in part by Southeast Alabama Rural Health Associates. Sarah, providing quality medical services for Southeast Alabama because quality health care shouldn't involve travel plans. Welcome in, Troy head coach Jon Sumrall, as the Trojans get to 1-0 on the season with a 48-30 win on Saturday night at the Vet against Stephen F. Austin. What do you think, Coach? Welcome in. How about Baumhower's Victory Grill, huh?
This is a heck of a setup we got here, man. We've upgraded, I think, just maybe a little bit. You got a bigger table, a lot more to work with.
Well, a lot more to work with after a victory like Saturday as well. 48-30 the final score. You got up 24-3. Fairly quick, Coach, as far as the ebbs and flows of the game and what you expected from your team. How did Saturday go?
Yeah, I thought we started fast. They kicked off. They kicked a sky kick, trying to keep it out of our deep returners' hands. Went to Asa Martin, returned it back to about their 30-yard line, and then we went and punched it in with Ethan Connor on a little swap boot, which was a really nice start to the game. And the first defensive play, a pick six that Dell tipped and Reddy caught and returned to the opposite sideline, which was a big return to jump out to 14-0 really, really fast. And then really the second quarter, we didn't handle things well. We kind of self-inflicted a little bit. We talk a lot about Troy not beating Troy. There were some times in that second half where we were trying to beat ourselves and didn't handle some things as well as we needed to. But I like the fast start. And to be quite honest with you, there's some things about that adversity of not playing well that I think we can learn from and hopefully grow from that.
Well, let's talk about some of the specific areas and how you saw. There have been a lot of questions about your offensive line. Well, Kamani had such a great day, and he had a lot of room to run, it seemed like, from up where we were, Coach. What do you think?
Yeah, Kamani, individual effort, that's as good as I've been around running the football. Offensive line played solid. There's still some things we got to clean up and improve upon. We played 10 guys in the game, which was nice. I would have liked to have played the second group more, but they only got to really play that last drive. But played 10 guys. Eli Russ, I thought, played really solid for his first start here at center. He had started a couple games at Oklahoma State. But snaps were good. The only bad snap we had was a little bit low into the left. It was the one that Gunner was late on the mesh with the running back, so he threw it out to P. Higg, and then P. Higg took it about 40 yards. But O-line played good. Carson Birch first started at right tackle. Daniel King at right guard, I thought, played really, really hard and physical to the standard we need him to play at. Grant Betts started at left guard. And then Derek Graham played really good at left tackle. Needed to clean up a couple of the combination blocks between him and a tight end. But O-line did a nice job. Anytime you run for the number of yards we did, the O-line's got to play solid.
What about defense? Defensively, I know that you were a little bit thin in the front seven with a couple of guys out, but I don't think you did a lot of exotic things defensively. You still were able to do quite a lot of good things on the defensive side.
Yeah, on first and second downs, we probably called about 5 or 6 calls Saturday. I mean, we played it really straight up and pretty base and didn't get very exotic. We held them to 240 yards, and quite honestly, if we don't have the 3 penalties on the drive where they scored a touchdown in the second quarter against our ones, they wouldn't have scored a touchdown against our ones. All right, and so thought those guys played okay. They need to play better for us to reach some of our goals. But as a whole, I thought the ones played pretty good. When we got down the line late in the game, we subbed a lot of guys in that fourth quarter and got really loose and didn't play very clean. Missed a tackle to start a drive on a little now screen out to their sideline that started a big drive for them. It was a 3-play scoring drive. They scored 10 points in the fourth quarter, which I wasn't pleased by that. We rolled some of the depth guys in, but we had to get those guys in the game. It was 48 to, I think it was 48 to 20, and I wanted to see who some of these guys that hadn't played were, and some of them showed me why they're not playing. Quite honestly, some of them they're going to keep not playing if they don't play better than they did.
We look at what everybody always wants to talk about, the old axiom that quarterback gets too much credit when they win, too much blame when they lose. People want to know about Gunnar Watson. I did notice this, 4 touchdown passes and 14 completions to 3 different guys, each one of whom I suspect is going to be a wide receiver really integral in this offense's fortunes in this season.
Yeah, I think, he played really clean. The only bad throw he made was the one that was a pick, and we were an empty, and we were running kind of like a little bit of a slot option or read route inside to Jabri, and they gave us a little bit of a look I don't think we were expecting, and could have been a better timing on the route by Jabri, and then also Gunnar was a little off with the throw and threw it a little too hard for a short pass. But all in all, he played pretty clean, managed the game really well, really led well. One thing that, I think we got to target some things in the run game better, and some of that's Gunnar cleaning some stuff up at the line of scrimmage for us, and some of that we can handle better from the sideline to help him out as well. But thought Gunnar played like a 6-year quarterback. Wasn't a whole lot that really fazed him during the game. He was very calm.
Coach, I know you've spent a lot of time on special teams. Only had to punt once, and Robert Cole had a 51-yarder. I thought Scott Taylor Renfro, boy, he did not, if he had any nerves, he sure didn't show them.
Yeah, ST, man, really proud of him. He's worked extremely hard. I said it in the post-game Saturday night. I think he's maybe one of our most improved players on our team. He's come a long way since, when I got here in January of 22, really full-time. He's grown by leaps and bounds. A Troy, Alabama product, went to Pike Lib here locally, cares deeply about his craft and the program and the university, and I think, really takes a lot of pride in his opportunity, and really happy and proud of what he was able to accomplish Saturday. Scored 12 points, 6 of 6 on extra points, and 2 field goals.
One final thought before we put this to bed and move on, Coach. I know after a little while you're so focused on the game, but can you describe the impact that DeMarcus Ware Day had on the campus, on the department, on the football team, on the fans?
Yeah, it's really a neat last couple weeks for our team to the day that he got enshrined and inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We met as a team and watched it in the team room and just really reiterated to our guys, you can go anywhere from Troy. Like, here's a guy who's a Pro Football Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever do it, and then had a special privilege of DeMarcus came over to the team hotel and ate pregame meal with us and talked to the guys before I addressed the team sort of with the last orders before we go to the stadium. So he spent about an hour or so at the hotel with our guys and talked to the guys, and really a special deal. And then, it added an extra buzz to the game day environment, having him there and him being just around the building. I mean, he was in Jamal Smith's office before the game. His family was out on my deck that overlooks the field. It was a great deal having him there. What a tremendous representative of Troy University, and just a great example for all of our young men that you can do anything from right here.
Well, he certainly wasn't there just to take pictures and shake hands. He was invested in that game from the sidelines, and now, as Coach tells us, even before and afterwards. Jon Sumrall is with us. The Trojans are 1-0 on the season after the 48-30 win against Stephen F. Austin at the Vet. Big challenge coming up this Saturday at Kansas State. We'll talk with Coach Sumrall about that in a moment. This is Trojan Talk from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Troy on the Troy Sports Radio Network.
First responders sound the alarm about the dangers of driver error on Alabama's highways.
Cell phones are the worst things that have ever happened to the road. They've taught us that things can't wait when really they can.
If you look at your phone greater than 5 seconds, you've already traveled over 100 yards, length of a football field.
You hit the rumble strip, next thing you know, you look up, there's the guardrail.
Distracted driving, there's no braking. You hit them at full speed.
Do you really want the guilt of being responsible for someone's death?
Drive safe, Alabama. A message from the Alabama Department of Transportation.
Looking for a better financial future? Look no further than Guardian Credit Union. With branches across Alabama, Guardian can help you reach your financial goals. Whether you're looking to cover an unexpected expense, for checking accounts that earn more, or in the market for your next home, Guardian is here for you. With Guardian, you can expect reliable financial solutions and unmatched local service. Find a branch near you at myguardiancu.com. Guardian Credit Union, where you belong. Federally insured by NCUA, NMLS number 912757.
Get ready for a Sun Belt Showdown as Troy football takes on James Madison Saturday, September 16th at the Vet. It is Football Letter Winners Day as we honor several of our championship teams from the past and honor our football letter winners. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. between two of the top teams in the Sun Belt. Get your tickets now at TroyTrojans.com/ticket. We'll see you Saturday, September 16th for Troy football versus James Madison.
The city of Troy welcomes you to Troy University Trojan football. We are proud to support our coach, Jon Sumrall, and the entire Troy University Trojan football team. We are Trojans one and all. You're always welcome in the city of Troy, and go Trojans.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here to enjoy another great football season with y'all. And guess what? The salmon are running, so make sure you try our delicious lemon garlic salmon. And for you land lovers, try our sizzling char-grilled flat iron Callaway steak, complemented with our special shrimp etouffee. And you'll definitely want to tackle our
10 seconds.
Chicken smothered in our zesty and tangy, immune-boosting special Alabama hot sauce. Baumhauer's legendary fun and legendary food.
You're listening to Trojan Talk on the Troy Sports Radio Network. Alongside the coach, here is Barry McKnight.
Situated overlooking a packed house here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. We'll do this every Monday from 6 until 7. We hope you join us out here. And when you're here, make sure that you register for some of our giveaways. David Smith, our buddy at Trojan Threads, online at trojanthreads.com. Their physical store is just off of campus. He has got one of the gift certificates here for people. This is a $25 Trojan Threads gift certificate from Trojan Threads Apparel Company, and our first winner is Wiley Lockler. Wiley is our first winner here, and he will win this one, first one through. And in just a little bit, we'll have a T-Roy bobblehead doll. Wiley, always here at Trojan Talk. Coach Jon Sumrall is here as well. Saturday, 11 o'clock kickoff from Bill Snyder Family Stadium in Manhattan, Kansas. The Troy Trojans go on the road for the first time to take on the number 16 Kansas State Wildcats, who are the Big 12 Conference champions. They had a 45-0 win on Saturday at home against Southeast Missouri State. Coach, I know you've looked at a good bit of Kansas State. First of all, characterize the challenge for this team into a place like that.
Well, it's a tremendous road environment. They've got a great home field advantage. They bring the crowd noise. Their student section is right behind you. I've talked to several staffs that have played there the last year or two just to kind of make sure I know what we're walking into. And it's going to be loud. Like I said, student section is going to be right behind us. Our guys have to be ready to go into a hostile environment, handle the crowd noise, play clean, communicate at a high level, and just focus on what's going on between the white lines. But it's a great venue, a really quality football team. Like you said, Big 12 champs last year, won 10 games, have one of the best offensive lines returning in all of college football. I mean, they got 5 starters back that are real dudes, and so it's a formidable opponent. I think that's why we do what we do. If you're not if I told our guys today, if you can't get excited about this, then I can't help you get excited. There's not a whole lot needs to be said about that.
Chris Kleiman does a very solid job. You know they're going to be prepared and well coached. He does a wonderful job with that, I think. Coach.
Yeah, he's outstanding. He's the head coach at North Dakota State. They won 4 national championships in 5 years at the FCS level. They knocked off a lot of FBS opponents when he was at North Dakota State. They are really, really sound. I mean, when you watch them, the thing that sticks out is just how disciplined, how detailed, and how clean they play the game. I got a lot of respect for how they do every part of their organization and process of how they play the game.
Well, it's going to be an interesting matchup for sure, and a big challenge for Troy, which takes a 12-game winning streak into that matchup, second longest winning streak in Division 1A football as well. Coach, Labor Day today. Got a couple of things since we're looking at the calendar. Today is Labor Day. We hope everybody's had a great Labor Day today too. Otherwise, I hope everybody joins me in wishing a very happy birthday to Jerry Miller, who's celebrating a birthday today. Yeah. Big part of all of this. But as far as the team preparation, I know you have a day off. How do you work it with a holiday today, no classes and all that? What's the team's work preparation look like for the week?
Yeah, so our guys are off on Sundays.
Right.
They come in and do what I call wellness check, which just means if you played in the game, you have to go to the training room and at least let our trainer see the whites in your eyes to make sure you're okay. And then our guys lifted for about an hour this morning. Then we let them sleep in a little bit later. They lifted. The young bucks lifted early. The guys are redshirting for the most part, but the guys are on the travel squad lifted a little bit later in the day at like 8:15 and then 9:30, about an hour each group. And then we came back. We met as a team at 1:15, kind of flushed the last game and started talking about the next game. And then we got on the practice field. The travel squad guys practiced for an hour and about 15 minutes on Mondays. It's a helmets-only practice, a run-through fast. We do about 50 minutes of offense, defense, and about 25 minutes of kicking game stuff. And then let the young bucks. My favorite part of Monday's practice.
Yeah.
That I don't tell a lot of people about. And it's funny.
Here we go.
We do a deal called Monday Night Football. All right. So the travel squad guys, they come out and they wear helmets and T-shirts, and we do, like I said, our hour-long practice. And then we put the theme music on to Monday Night Football, and then we'll put Hank Jr. on to Monday Night Football. Are you ready for a party?
Yeah.
And all the guys that are redshirting, they go put their pads on, and they play real knockdown, drag-out football for about 20 minutes. And that's honestly, other than game day, my favorite part of the week is watching the young guys develop and grow that are maybe not playing on Saturdays right now. But those guys, with their hard work, they're going to be the guys playing in a couple years on Saturdays.
That is great stuff and great insight. I was working on it a little while ago. Very few of our fans need an introduction to Kamani Vidal, who's going to join us in just a few minutes live. He's been very productive. All-conference last year, over 1,100 yards. But we're also going to talk with Grant Betts, who's a senior, who's played all up and down the lineup. I'm looking to see, exactly how I introduce Grant Betts because he's meant so much to this program. I'll let you do it, Coach. What should people know about Grant Betts when he appears on in a segment or two?
Yeah, well, Grant just walked in.
Yeah.
I had the privilege of, when I was an assistant coach here, recruiting Grant out of Spanish Fort High School. Great parents. Ira and Julie Betts are his parents, and Grant was a really physical, tough, blue-collar, hard-nosed high school player. He's been the same here. Been a 3-year starter. Coming into this year, he's now the old guy. For last year it was Stidham and Jake, but now it's Grant. And just really a flexible, versatile piece to our offensive line.
You got to stretch.
Started the last 2 years at right tackle, is currently starting at left guard. Could really play anywhere we needed him to play, but really just a rock-solid player for us.
That's going to be interesting to get a chance to talk with him, and we'll talk with Coach Sumrall in just a moment or two about the about final thoughts and all of this. While we have a moment, let's talk a little bit about the impact of the crowd. A school record 28,179. You know, we're up there high atop in the 5th floor looking down. Can't really see the breadth and depth of the home crowd. The visiting side, you know, not a lot of Stephen F. Austin fans, but just the impact of the crowd.
Well, our guys feed off of the fans. I mean, and honestly, when we're pulling up for the Trojan walk, our guys can tell whether the tailgates are full and whether the people are having a good time partying. And our guys look out the bus windows and they're like, all right, the fans brought it today. We got to bring it. You know, that part, it makes a difference on the game. You know, I tell people all the time, we went 7-0 last year at home, and that wasn't just because we were a good football team. It's because we had a great home field advantage. It was a testament to our fan base. And man, Trojan walk was electric, and you got into the stadium, and Coach Witt, our strength coach, Rusty Witt, he walked up to me in pregame, and he was like, man, it's a little more full, you know, so it's exciting.
Pig Buys wants to buy your car, truck, SUV, whatever it is, we want to buy it. Thinking of selling your vehicle but don't have the time? Need money in your pocket and need it fast? Get a purchase offer in under 30 minutes at pigbuys.com and money in your hand today. It's the new cool way to sell your vehicle. When Pig Buys buys your car, truck, or SUV, we pay the bacon. Pigbuys.com. We want to buy your ride.
Here with Coach Jon Sumrall. This is Trojan Talk live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Troy. Back in a moment to get a final thought from Coach Sumrall when Trojans football continues after this local timeout on the Troy Sports Radio Network.
Wiley Sanders isn't just family-owned, but is also God and family-oriented. As a trucking company built by truck drivers, they know that faith, family, and drivers are the key to success. When you work with Wiley Sanders Truck Line,
hey, Scott,
you
are we
receive
good?
a $1,000 sign-on bonus, competitive pay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
1K and more. Call now, 855-777-9785 or 24-hour calling 334-372-5049. Experience the camaraderie by driving for Wiley Sanders. Wiley Sanders isn't just family owned, but is also God and family oriented. As a trucking company built by truck.
Listen up, Trojan fans. Has your system struggled heating and cooling all year? United gives free estimates with financing available, and they service and repair all brands 24/7. Score a touchdown when you call United at 262-0247.
Call United to make sure your home's indoor comfort is game day ready. Visit UnitedHeating.net, like us on Facebook, and go Trojans.
AL certification number 84560.
Beasley Allen is proud to support the Troy Trojans. Beasley Allen has been helping those who need it most since 1979. This applies to the clients they serve, but also to the community. The firm is involved in a wide variety of service projects that touch the lives of individuals in several locations, including the River region. Visit them online at BeasleyAllen.com or follow them on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of the legal services performed by other lawyers.
If you're looking for waste removal options and you want to do business with a local company that actually has a real person answer the phone, then call JB and the team at Jettison Environmental. They're your local source for affordable dumpster service, construction rollouts, compactors, C&D landfill.
I don't know what happened. 10 seconds.
Is second to none, and you can trust them for timely delivery and pickup. Call 334-301-4414 for availability and scheduling. Learn more at jettisonenvironmental.com.
You're listening to Trojan Talk on the Troy Sports Radio Network. Alongside the coach, here is Barry McKnight.
Live at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Hey, this season, order from their Inflation Bites menu with deals starting at just $6.99, like 1 pound of traditional award-winning wings, curly Q fries, and a free beverage for only $9.99. And what's football without a cold beer? Pitchers of Yuengling and Yuengling Light, a whole lot more available as well here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Troy, where we are located, and a really big crowd here. We appreciate that. For this edition of Trojan Talk, one more segment with Troy head coach Jon Sumrall. We always like to use these couple of minutes we have with you to kind of get a sense of what to look for and what to listen for on Saturday morning when Troy opens against Kansas State and their road schedule. Coach, what's important? What are you going to be focusing on in preparation with this team?
Yeah, we got to stop the run defensively. They're multiple. They do a lot of different things. They're going to give you a lot of different formations and pictures. But it all starts with stopping the run on defense. And then offensively, I think playing in space is going to be a big deal for us. They give you a lot of 3 safety, 3 high pictures, which is a little bit unique. And I think our guys, if we can play well in space, hold up in the line of scrimmage, prevent run-throughs from the second level. Their nose is a big guy who didn't play last week, but he's going to be back for our game. He's a 340-pound guy. So just holding up front and covering people up is going to be a big deal. And like I said, to me, it's play a clean game. If our guys, I have no doubt our guys will be ready emotionally. Yeah. It's turnovers, penalties, play smart. Troy doesn't need to beat Troy. If we'll take care of business there, I feel really good about where we can play in this game.
That is the word from the head coach of the Trojans, Jon Sumrall, here at Trojan Talk from Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Good luck with it, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you all. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here.
Sunbelt Conference Coach of the Year speaks. The Trojan Nation listening in here at Baumhauer's. When we come back, we're going to talk with junior running back Kimani Vidal, senior offensive guard Grant Betts, and also we're going to talk a little bit later on hand today is once more Athletics Director Brent Jones. All that still to come here on the program, presented in part by Southeast Alabama Rural Health Associates. Sarah, providing quality medical services for Southeast Alabama because quality health care shouldn't involve travel plans. Stay with us. More to come in just a moment. Trojan Talk continues in a moment on the Troy Sports Radio Network.
Your business of 20 years hits a major growth mode. Then you realize you've spent 5,000 hours on conference calls, 8,000 hours in meetings, 1,000,000 hours working late, all to take care of your customers. But you'll only trust your one true passion and your company's future to one bank, Troy Bank and Trust. Today, tomorrow, and always. The only bank you'll ever need, Troy Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Have you guys tried Nuke's Eatery? It's a quick, casual restaurant that serves fresh, wholesome food. The salad dressings are made from scratch, and they hand chop over 30 kinds of fresh produce. The chicken, steak, shrimp, and salmon are all seasoned, seared, and sliced in-house. Right when you walk in their kitchen, it's an open book where you can see the team preparing salad, sandwiches, and gourmet pizzas. Stop by with the family and friends, or pick up scratch-made meals at the Express Market and take it with you to the game or tailgate. Nuke's Eatery, Montgomery at Taylor and Vaughn, and Dothan off Ross Clark Circle.
The city of Troy welcomes you to Troy University Trojan football. We are proud to support our coach, Jon Sumrall, and the entire Troy University Trojan football team. We are Trojans one and all. You're always welcome in the city of Troy, and go Trojans!
Southeast Alabama Rural Health Associates has provided quality health care for our region since 1983. They're honored by the trust you place in them to care for you and your loved ones, and are always seeking new ways to better serve you. Sarah provides family practice, pediatrics, and urgent care services through their 10 offices in Pike, Barber, Coffee, Crenshaw, Dale, Geneva, Henry, and Houston counties. Sarah, providing quality health care to Southeast Alabama and still growing to better serve you. Visit sarha.org to learn more.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Score big deals at Baumhauer's this football season and order from our Inflation Bites menu. Try our Buffalo Wing Special with fries and a complimentary beverage for only $9.99. And what's football without a cold beer? Our pitchers of Yingling and Yingling Flight are only $7.99, served all day, 7 days a week. And huddle up.
10 seconds.
Sign up today for our free NFL Pick'em contest at Baumhauers.com for weekly prizes. Baumhauers, legendary fun and legendary food.
You're listening to Trojan Talk on the Troy Sports Radio Network. Alongside the coach, here is Barry McKnight.
It's our first ever visit to Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Troy. It's another edition, a Week 2 edition of Trojan Talk. I'm Barry McKnight, joined by senior offensive guard Grant Betts, and he's to my right, to my left, junior running back Kimani Vidal has welcomed them in. Kimani is the school record holder now for individual rushing yards in a game, 248 last week against Stephen F. Austin. So I'll start with that. With Grant Betts. Appreciate you being here with us, Grant. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Kimani gets 248 last week. You guys take pride in that, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we do. I mean, we didn't block everything up perfect. Kimani's obviously very talented and makes a lot of guys miss, so we're really thankful to have him behind us, and we got a really good running back room, so they're really easy to block for.
From the post-game show, when Chris Blackshear was talking to you on the radio network, first thing you did, Kimani, was talk about your offensive line. I know that there were a couple of runs there that they blocked it up really well for you. Talk about their impact in the success you had on Saturday.
They have a great impact. I love those boys like my brothers. And then even like with the wide receivers, they did a great job blocking downfield to really spring those big runs.
I think that's your third 200-yard rushing day in the last 5 games. Is it a feel thing for you, Kimani, or are you just focusing on getting what's in front of you? How does that work when you've had such success that you've had recently?
I mean, obviously from a statistics standpoint, you have to get a good amount of yards early for you to even challenge for it. But I think I just take it play by play, really, and then I just try my hardest every play.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Grant, you heard what Coach Sumrall said. You walked right in, and I was asking him about it. He was part of your recruitment back there. I did not realize that. What was that like?
Well, he was, I think, the second coach that reached out to me, and it was my junior year of high school, and we've always just kind of kept that relationship there, and I'm glad he's back.
Yeah,
it's awesome to have him back.
Talk about the offensive line itself on Saturday. You mentioned a couple of things you could have done better. There were some new components. Eli Russ and Derek Graham was back, and a couple of other things. And Carson Bird at right tackle. Overall, you like what you saw? Room for growth, a good foundation to start. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good foundation. Obviously, we're not where we want to be in week 1. I mean, there's a lot of things to clean up, but we did do some things well, and we played with a lot of effort, and I'm really proud of that.
Do you take pride in your versatility? Last year, you played right tackle, and Coach Sumrall said you played right tackle when you needed a right tackle, and you can play right tackle. It's not necessarily your natural position, he says. Can you talk a little bit about that transition out there and then back in?
Yeah, well, I came in as who knows what I was going to be. I was kind of a right tackle, center, and then I started my first year at guard, and when they needed me to go back out to tackle, it was just, I had some really good coaches that helped me, and the transition, it wasn't too difficult, and but I'm happy to be back inside at guard. Yeah. I do like guard better.
I understand. Kimani, let's talk a little bit about the people in the room with you. Last year, DK Billingsley played such a huge role, really stepped up whenever you were hurt earlier in the year. Was it difficult for you last year knowing you weren't 100%? Not everybody knew that you weren't 100%, but just not really able to get the explosion that you wanted early on here, and grateful for DK to be able to take up that slack?
Oh, yes. It was very frustrating for me. I always talk to my parents, and they always ground me on that, and to that sooner or later my time was going to come, and towards the end of the season it really did, and I'm just blessed that I don't have to go through that again.
Right. That's a good way to put it. Kimani, what about the running back room this year with you? What's your impressions of the guys in that room with you and their potential?
I think me and Asa are the older backs in the room, and then you also got Jairus and Jordan in there, and they're younger guys, and they got a little experience on Saturday. And I think they did a really good job. Seeing someone do something that I did,
right,
and then getting to play against that same defense, I really think that they learned a lot on Saturday.
You've never been a fiery guy. We've never seen you showboat after a touchdown or anything like that. The leadership aspect of that, you're one of the older guys now. You've been playing since you were a true freshman. Do you take that seriously? How important is that to you to provide that?
I mean, I've never been that, with me personally, just because, that's just not me.
Right.
I understand, certain people that will, show their emotion on the field, and, all power to them. It's just not me.
I understand. One question about you to Grant Betts. Coach Sumrall was bragging on your parents, Ira and Julie. Can you talk a little bit about their impact in your life, the example they set, and how much they have played a part in you being where you are, Grant?
Man, they've been the biggest part of my life. They've instilled in me since I was young a hard work ethic, and Dad's always providing, Mom's always working, or making sure I'm working. So, they come and support me at every game, home or away game, whether I'm playing or not. And it's nice to be able to look up there and see them and have their support and know that I'll have their support no matter what.
With Kimani's success, I've had the chance to talk with you a lot. Podcasts and pregame interviews and postgame and features and things like that. And there's very rarely, I don't know if there's ever been a time when I've talked with you, Kimani, where you haven't mentioned your parents' impact. You did just a little while ago. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Oh, yeah. My father playing football really made an impact on me. And then my mother, she really helps me with my schoolwork. And, I wouldn't be anywhere without them. So, all the power goes to them. And I love them with all my heart.
All love to the parents. Grant Betts, Kimani Vidal here on Trojan Talk. Thank you, fellas. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We look to talk with you again soon. Thanks so much.
For having us.
Thank you.
Great to hear from those guys. Always great representatives of Troy University and Trojan athletics on and off the field. Speaking of that, when we come back, we're going to talk with Troy Athletics Director Brent Jones. He'll be a part of Trojan Talk here live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Troy when we break away for this local timeout on the Troy Sports Radio Network.
Beasley Allen is proud to support the Troy Trojans. Beasley Allen has been helping those who need it most since 1979. This applies to the clients they serve, but also to the community. The firm is involved in a wide variety of service projects that touch the lives of individuals in several locations, including the River region. Visit them online at BeasleyAllen.com or follow them on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of the legal services performed by other lawyers.
Wiley Sanders isn't just family owned, but is also God and family oriented. As a trucking company built by truck drivers, they know that faith, family, and drivers are the key to success. When you work with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, you receive a $1,000 sign-on bonus, competitive pay based on experience, Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k, and more. Call now, 855-777-9785, or 24-hour calling, 334-372-5049. Experience the camaraderie by driving for Wiley Sanders.
Listen up, Trojan fans. Has your system struggled heating and cooling all year? United gives free estimates with financing available, and they service and repair all brands 24/7. Score a touchdown when you call United at 262-0247.
Call United to make sure your home's indoor comfort is game day ready. Visit unitedheating.net, like us on Facebook, and go Trojans.
AL certification number 84560.
If you're looking for waste removal options and you want to do business with a local company that actually has a real person answer the phone, then call JB and the team at Jettison Environmental. They're your local source for affordable dumpster service, construction rollouts, compactors, C&D landfill, demolition, and portable toilets. Their customer service is
10 seconds.
And you can trust them for timely delivery and pickup. Call 334-301-4414 for availability and scheduling. Learn more at jettisonenvironmental.com.
You're listening to Trojan Talk on the Troy Sports Radio Network. Alongside the coach, here is Barry McKnight.
Great to be here. Very first show from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Troy. And you know, this coming weekend, the NFL season is here, and Baumhauer's Victory Grill is celebrating with an exciting NFL Pick'em contest. Every week, the lucky fan who picks the most correct NFL games will receive a $100 Baumhauer's gift certificate, and the overall season winner will win a $500 Visa gift card. Visit Baumhauers.com or scan the QR code on your table at this location here in Troy to enter. It's game on at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. As always, Troy Director of Athletics Brent Jones is here. What about this venue, Brent?
It's amazing. It really is. Excuse me. It's been busy all week. And really excited, knowing Bob personally as well. But the Baumhauers, they're great supporters through Playfly, Troy Sports Properties, as well as part of our Leadership Society.
Yeah.
It's really exciting for them to be able to come in immediately in Troy, make a difference, obviously, and then really partner up with the athletic department through sponsorships as well as development.
You know, we had some interesting insight a moment ago from Jon Sumrall on DeMarcus Ware Day. His numbers retired, the most accomplished player in the history of Troy football. He said he gave some insight in his day at Troy. He was so integral in being at the team hotel and being on the sidelines and, talking with all of the players before and afterwards. He wasn't here just to shake a few hands and take a few pictures. DeMarcus was involved, Brent.
No, you're right. And kudos to our staff. We spent almost 6 months really planning this out, knowing once he was going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and allowed him to pick the game that he would like to choose. And so with his busy schedule, but every single aspect of it, there was a private social for him and his family. At 1 o'clock, we released a mural that all our fans can be able to see as well. We gave him a specialty bottle of bourbon as well as a specialty bottle of vodka through Dread River Distillery that we had personally crafted for DeMarcus Ware with a label on it that's really nice as well. You can't purchase this anywhere. We just gave it to him to be able to have his family come back, to be able to have him be in Coach Sumrall's office the entire time. But the entire day was really mapped out for DeMarcus, leading obviously in Trojan Walk. It was simply incredible. And then the halftime presentation, I think you saw that with the fireworks, with the smoke that we held back. There was no detail that we didn't really want to make sure that we did.
The 94 from the Sound of the South.
Yes.
So when
we walked through, we were going through this on Friday to make sure, because I wanted this grand entrance. And so Kyle George and myself were going through it and putting him on the visitor side, being able to have the Sound of the South in the 94 with him walking through as the band's playing, living in the Hall of Fame. It was incredible to be able to see his wife too, in her eyes, and when he was able to actually get the jersey, it was simply incredible. Him and I were texting on Sunday. He was so thankful for his time that was here, and he was just blown away by every single thing, and that's what we wanted to do. He's an icon, and so was really excited. Was really pleased with the overall day. We sold a ton of tickets. We have 58 different new in-game enhancements and improvements that we put into place, and we're still going through that. We just sent out a fan survey, but spent all day yesterday and today going with our staff over every single detail of where can we improve, what do we need to improve on. And to be quite honest, we'll receive the feedback probably tomorrow or Thursday from our fans with the entire survey. But from an incidence and from an improvement standpoint, it seems like we've done a really, really good job, and our students showed up in record numbers.
Wow.
This was the third highest attended game that we've ever had for students with the clickers and with the scans that we've had. And so you go back to Boise State.
Right.
You go back to Army was number 1, Boise
Yes.
State was number 2, and this was our third best. And so, I was simply blown away and by our incredible fans.
It is great to see, all those different levels. DeMarcus Ware's last game at the Vet was in 2004 against Middle Tennessee. I remember that game well. So that was a while back, and he's still so involved in the program. And just before your segment here, 2 players who were incredibly efficient and involved in the win over Stephen F. Austin, Grant Betts and Kimani Vidal. Kimani, now the school record holder, 248 yards. In terms of your commitment, the athletic department commitment to the student athlete, those are 2 young people that, boy, are a real source of pride on and off the football team.
It makes it really easy when you are selling our program and you have great coaches such as Skylar Meade. You got, Jon Sumrall, Scott Cross, all the way down, Shanda Rigby as well. This past year we had the best year in the history of Troy University Athletics Division I. Every single one of our programs had a winning season but one. That was soccer. Oh, by the way, with our new head coach, we're 5-1 right now.
That's right.
As part of that, as we go into conference play, but it's easy, and it really begins and ends with our student athletes. I mean, that is the epicenter of every single thing that we want. And you just talked about Grant and Kermani. I mean, those are great people on and off the field.
It is great to see them and great to have the fans. Our latest giveaway is a T. Roy bobblehead doll presented by Guardian Credit Union, and our winner is Nick C. Nick Cervera is the winner of our bobblehead for so.
I think we need to get a recount on that.
Yeah, it's all exactly. He's as fired up as any of those. Couple of things about the fans. You mentioned 58 new enhancements.
So
58.
So I will tell you this. Yes, absolutely. We launched
That's
it
incredible.
About 2-3 weeks ago. From going back to DeMarcus Ware Day, working with him and his team. But it was about a 6-month process to be able to have this. And privately we talked about, hey, the Dallas Cowboys are going to have him back. The Broncos are going to have him back. Just really appreciative of what Troy was able to provide for him, and it's a really special deal. But we worked on that for six months, and when January hit, we started working on what can we do to improve our fan experience. What can we do to improve our game day, atmosphere? And so it's really exciting to be able to say.
Bear in mind, Troy University already had what had been voted as the best game day experience in the Sun Belt
and that's not
Conference.
us saying it. That's being voted on by visiting fans. We do surveys. We track every single thing. We match it up with what other Sun Belt Conference schools. So this week, we're going to Kansas State, taking a significant amount of our administration with us, going out there. On Friday, we're going to land. We're going to get a tour for 2 hours. We're going through every single one of their facets. I want to see their baseball stadium. I want to see softball. I want to see soccer. I want to see their indoor. I want to see all these things. You want to always have that growth mindset, the lifelong learner. Hey, how can I continue to get better? What can we look at they're doing? And then on game day, we're going to get there early. We're going to walk around seeing what this is, because while we talk about it's the W4, it's winning in the classroom, winning on the playing field, winning in the community, and then winning in the stands. And so any place we ever go, we're always picking apart and looking at how we can continue to get better for our student athletes, but also for our fans.
This is one of my favorite Jon Sumrall isms. I've heard the players say this as well. They say it takes what it takes. The work is the work. In order to get ready for the next game, it takes what it takes. And just as you say that, it strikes me that's not just a football term, Brent. That's an athletics department wide. And so much goes on behind the scenes with staff and graduate assistants and people from the community. In order to have that experience, in order to continue to evolve forward, not just in game preparation or game enhancements, but in each one of the sports, Brent, there's no shortcuts. It takes what it takes.
It really does, and it takes energy, it takes passion, it takes dedication, And really, it's a relentless commitment to excellence, and that's what we have. And so I think you saw that with Tailgate Terrace. So we changed a lot of different things. We had the Cool Zone, you and I. You have a tent now. How about that? Right? We have a tent that's added part of it. But from the food trucks to the beer garden, the Horn Beverage Beer Garden, they also sponsor our pregame concert. I mean, the Springs brought it. How awesome were they? Great. I mean, they were phenomenal from the kids zone to the chill zone now as part of it. And so we're going to get back. We're going to meet with our concessionaire. We're going to go back and meet with our security team on Tuesday. But this is a huge event. I mean, this is what this is. These are events that we do, and it doesn't matter if it's soccer, which I was at last night. Yep. It doesn't matter if it's volleyball. It doesn't matter if it's baseball, football, basketball. We want to be able to put on the best presentation that we possibly can.
By the way, Brent brings that up about soccer. There's a big soccer match coming up. A big soccer match coming up on Thursday against Samford at 7 o'clock. First 500 students get a Troy branded cup. Special prizes given away through the match, and students will be involved in that.
Let me tell you about Samford. Samford just beat Auburn. Samford is a top 25 women's soccer program. They've made it to the NCAA regionals the last, I believe, 12 out of 13 years. Wow. They are really, really good. This past year they made it to the Sweet 16. And so we're looking for a great crowd. We need a great crowd to come out there because it gets tough. They're a really, really good program.
Well, next home game for the Troy football team will be a week from Saturday. It'll be September 16th against James Madison, a 6 o'clock kickoff at the vet against a very accomplished team in and of their own right. Brent, let's talk about that next week. What do you say?
Sounds great.
The Director of Athletics at Troy University, Brent Jones, here giving us some insight into the Trojans. And when we come back, we'll catch you up a little bit on some of the broadcast information for this coming week, how you can get involved in some of the other student athlete initiatives as well, and more as Trojan Talk continues after this. From Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Troy, this is the Troy Sports Radio Network.
Your business of 20 years hits a major growth mode. Then you realize you've spent 5,000 hours on conference calls, 8,000 hours in meetings, 1,000,000 hours working late, all to take care of your customers. But you'll only trust your one true passion and your company's future to one bank, Troy Bank and Trust. Today, tomorrow, and always. The only bank you'll ever need, Troy Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
When it comes to working on the land, nothing beats quality John Deere equipment from a team you can depend on. That's why we trust Sun South. Whether you're working on your lawn, camp, farm, or the job site, Sun South is your outdoor equipment headquarters. Visit your local Sun South with 21 convenient locations or shop online at sunsouth.com. Sun South equipment for those that do. Sun South is a proud supporter of Troy University Athletics.
When you need tickets for your next event, find your seats at ticketsforless.com. Whether you need tickets to catch the Trojans in action or other sports, concert, or theater tickets, Tickets for Less is your home for the best selection of tickets with no service fees. Plus, save big on any order at ticketsforless.com or in the free Tickets for Less app when you use promo code TROY at checkout. Simply enter promo code TROY, TROY, on your order at ticketsforless.com.
Did you know there are underground utilities almost everywhere? Southeast Gas is doing its part to keep everyone safe from digging accidents this season. Simple projects like landscaping, installing a fence or mailbox, or building a deck, pond, or patio, and other DIY projects could put you and your community at risk unless you call 811 a few days beforehand to learn the location of underground utilities. Plan ahead. Call 811 to have underground utilities marked.
5750,
To learn more about safe digging, visit Southeast Gas.
5730.
Sports matter. They bring us together. That's why we're a proud sponsor of athletic programs across the state. More fans, families, and friends trust Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama to provide the health insurance coverage and services they depend on. We're
10 seconds.
Alabamians and the Troy Trojans. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters.
You're listening to Trojan Talk on the Troy Sports Radio Network. Alongside the coach, here is Barry McKnight.
It's been such a big night here on our inaugural Trojan Talk from Baumhauer's Victory Grill. A little history for you. Bob Baumhauer delivered Alabama's first ever taste of buffalo wings back in 1981 at a place, Wings and Things, in Tuscaloosa. In fact, he had to give them away for the first few years. 42 years, 4 concepts, and 15 restaurants later, Bob is still serving up great food and hospitality to the people and visitors of Alabama here in Troy. Also at Baumhauer's Victory Grill, we've eaten there many times, my wife and I and friends, and boy, it is a great place to come when you are getting your game face on for Troy athletics, anything, football, basketball, baseball, anything. Make sure you include a stop to Baumhauer's Victory Grill to get your game day readiness going. Next home game will be Saturday, September 16th against James Madison. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff that night at the Vet, and tickets are available at TroyTrojans.com or 1-877-878-WINS. We hope we hope you're there. We definitely need you to be there. This Saturday, Troy at Kansas State, 11 a.m. kickoff on FS1, 9 a.m. airtime right here. That's our program for this week. For Jon Sumrall and Brent Jones, plus Kamani Vidal and Grant Batts, and our broadcast producer, Scott Hageman, this is Barry McKnight from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Troy. Trojan Talk is an exclusive presentation of the Troy Sports Radio Network.